Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday's episode. It's the 17th, and today we're gonna talk about knives and sporks. Well, let's start off with the knife. It's a cutting tool, and you can get loads of different styles, and mostly you have the knives with your dinner. You just cut your food up, make it into smaller pieces, and it's easier to eat. So, yeah, makes sense, I guess. And to do that, you've got yourself a fork. And I usually say that's a grabbing. It's a grabbing tool. It picks it up and it grabs it, and you know the idea. You know how to eat, hopefully. Uh, yeah, you got meat forks, they're dessert forks. Yeah, they're just like a tiny version of your dinner forks. I guess your meat forks are just massive. The barbecue fork, which you can understand when you use those. You use them on the grill, on the barbecue, in your back garden, having a party. I don't know. Carving fork, hold your meat in place as you carve. As you use a carving knife with the fork. Why not? It makes sense, doesn't it? The chip fork, tiny wooden thing that you get from the chip shop. You, if you're just walking around and you want to eat your chips as you're going, they're pretty terrible forks, to be honest. But anyway, what can you do? And you've got pitchforks, which is actually a totally different idea altogether. It's a big fork that you shove in the ground. It's a gardening tool, that one is. Anyway, next next one is the one that we talked about last week. It was spoons. So don't need to go there again. Just watch last week's video. Save me time. And if you want to save some time, you want to have a spoon and a fork together, that's a spork. If you notice, that's was in the title of this episode. So I hadn't gone crazy and I hadn't made a mistake with my words. There is such thing as a spork. Many. It's only really in fast food restaurants you see those. It's very popular, and because they like to save time, they don't give you a knife and fork and everything like that. Because for example, you've got baked beans and fries, and you want to scoop your baked beans, but you also want to stab your fries and eat them like that. That's an example, and they're disposable as well, so that makes things so it's easier for them to keep disposing of the stuff, and then they give you a new one. And it's good in prisons too, but I've never been there. I'll just take their word for it. Backpackers and campers, they use them as well. As again, it's easier to use them instead of having a spoon and a fork. It makes it easier to have a spork, and that sounded a bit more weird when I say that. There's also other cutlery as well, because you can have your knife and your fork together, which makes a nork. So it's got two. It's kind of a knife with a forky bit on the end, two prongs. Uh, and then you can also have your spoon and your knife together, which is a spice. Don't know why, but there you go. You've got a spice. And if you can't be bothered to separate them at all, you can have a splade, which is a spoon, a fork, and a knife, three in one, which I think is pretty much the lazy way. But one item does it all. Kind of like a Swiss Army knife, I suppose. But the splade started in Australia, Sydney to be exact. So, yeah. And it came into the UK in the 1970s, and I haven't seen one since. Well, I never even saw them in the 1970s, so I don't even know if it really exists. Anyway, that's pretty much. I think Tuesday's becoming cutlery day. I really hope that doesn't stick, because there's not much more cutlery I can talk about. I discussed spoons, now I got knives and forks. It's pretty much all the cutlery I can add. So I can't believe I've made 5 minutes worth of cutlery talk. You're probably all falling asleep now, but I hope you enjoy having your dinner with one of those. Maybe you've got a knife and a fork. Maybe you've got a knife, fork, and spoon. I don't know. Anyway, you probably go and enjoy whatever meal you're eating now, or breakfast, or whatever. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Before